Hey y'all, this is Chrissy O from Chrissy O's Clucky Chronicles YouTube channel and ChrissyOShow.com. So howdy, it's here. It's finally made it. We're just in the middle of fall here, so I'm coming at you from the heart of my clucky little farm here in eastern North Carolina, where today, actually, the rain's pouring down like a scorned lover's tears. Oh well. I'll bless my own heart for that one. Anyway, I was all geared up to film outside with my little feathered babies for this particular vlog. But anyway, Mother Nature decided to throw a little hissy fit and just drench everything. Well, instead of dodging puddles and chasing chickens and quacking ducks, we're just going to cozy up inside for a good old chat, y'all, all about pumpkins. That's right, good old pumpkins. Y'all know what pumpkin spice lattes are and pumpkin pie and all that stuff. We're talking about pumpkins. Them big orange round little beauties that scream fall faster than a squirrel hoarding acorns. Yep. Now today in this episode of Chrissy O's Clucky Chronicles, I'm just going to dive into the juicy history of pumpkins, how they went from a humble food and drink staple way back in the day to now they seem to be more of the queens of fall decoration. Anyway, just hold your horses, y'all, because we ain't stopping there. I'm going to spill the tea on why you ought to be eating pumpkins up and feeding them to your farm critters and your furry pets. Actually, it's going to be factual, fun, and full of just pumpkins, you know? It's just all that lovely little eastern North Carolina sass that y'all love. So anyway, grab your sweet tea or coffee, settle in, and let's pumpkin spice this thing all the way up. Oh, and if you're loving this, just go on and head on over to ChrissyOShow.com for more homestead, farmstead, whatever stead you want to call it, just fresh, fun recipes and all of our clucky adventures and blog posts and DIY stuff. It's all on over there. Anyway, let's get started on some pumpkins. Now, let's rewind the clock a spell and talk about pumpkin origins. That's the pumpkin beginnings, y'all. Because these gourds didn't just pop up, in your grandma's pie by magic. All right? Now, I'm fixing to tell you why. So pumpkins is part of the cucurbita family. Now, if I said that wrong, oh well. It's the southern accent. You know what I mean. Go look it up. Now, that's fancy talk anyway for squash kin folks. And they're native right here to North America. That's right, pumpkins native right here to North America. So now, we're talking like way back over 7,000 years ago when indigenous folks like the Native Americans were cultivating these pumpkins in what's now Mexico and the southwestern U.S. Bless their hearts. They weren't carving jack-o'-lanterns, y'all, for Halloween parties, okay? No, they weren't. Pumpkins, way back then, was straight-up survival food. The flesh, they roasted it, they even boiled it, they even dried it into strips. Particularly helped them live throughout all these long winters that they had. They made it kind of like jerky, but in a veggie style. You know what I mean? So the seeds they used from the pumpkins was toasted for snacks, or they could ground them into meal, and even the blossoms got fried up or added into different kinds of soups. So, you want to talk about using every last bit of a pumpkin? They did it, honey. Now, these early pumpkins weren't like the plump orange big orbs that we are familiar with today. They were a little smaller, a little tougher, and they came in all sorts of colors, green, yellow, you name it. But they were hardy as a mule and grew like weeds, and it made them a big staple for tribes from the Hopi to the Iroquois. Now fast forward to when those European explorers showed up. Columbus and his crew in the late 1400s, you know what I mean? And they were like, well, hot diggity dog, what's this? Woohoo, this is cool. So they hauled pumpkin seeds back across the pond, and suddenly pumpkins was sprouting up in England, France, and even beyond that. So by the 1600s, pilgrims in the New World were mixing them into their diets big time. So pumpkins became the go-to for like pies and stews and even beer. Yep, you guessed it, y'all. Colonial folks brewed pumpkin ale because barley was pretty scarce. Now, can you imagine sipping on a frothy pumpkin brew after a long day of plowing? Sounds like heaven to this old southern gal. But here's where the sass comes in, okay? Those early settlers probably thought they were eating fancy, but really, pumpkins were actually considered poor folks' food. It was cheap, but it was also filling, it was versatile, and it had a lot of different health benefits for folks as well. So I'm just thinking, no wonder they involved in the pumpkin everyday treats. Now, speaking of evolution, we're going to chat about how pumpkins kind of sashayed from the dinner table, you know what I mean, in the front porch. As you know, it became like fall's ultimate decoration, which is strange. But anyway, it all kind of ties back to that good old harvest season vibe, because in ancient times, folks celebrated the end of summer with festivals honoring the bounty, and pumpkins being big and bright, well, they naturally just stole the show. But the real glow up happened with Halloween. Now, y'all know the legend of Stingy Jack from Irish folklore? Well, that old miser tricked the devil so many times, he ended up wandering the earth with like a carved turnip lantern. So when Irish immigrants hit America in the 1800s, they swapped turnips for pumpkins cause honey, pumpkins, it's like they're easier to carve, and it's like way bigger for scaring off spirits. Plus, honey and pumpkins are good together for cooking. So, boom, there you go. Jack-o'-lanterns is born. So now, by the 1900s, with Thanksgiving pies and fall festivals popping up, pumpkins actually became synonymous with autumn aesthetics. Wow. Say that twice with a southern accent. Think hayrides, corn mazes, and those Instagram-worthy pumpkin patches you see everywhere. Nowadays, we've just got heirloom varieties in every shade. You got white ghost pumpkins, blue jars, warty goblins, and folks are just like painting and stacking and bedazzling these pumpkins like it's a beauty pageant. But don't get me started on those no-carve trends. If you're too prissy to scoop out guts, are you even celebrating fall right? I mean, come on. Everybody likes to scoop out some pumpkin guts. All right, y'all. This is enough history lesson for my brain today. Okay, let's just get to the meat, or should I say the pulp. There you go. Why are pumpkins still boss in the kitchen? Well, these bad boys are nutritional powerhouses, and eating them is like giving your body a big old southern hug. So, you got 1 cup of cooked pumpkin packs more vitamin A than a carrot convention, over 200% of your daily needs, all right? So there you go. 1 cup of cooked pumpkin packs more vitamin A than a carrot. That's awesome. So it helps keep your eyes sharp, your immune system kicking. It's loaded with fiber for happy digestion. It's got potassium to keep your heart humming like a well-oiled tractor, and antioxidants like beta-carotene that fight off pesky free radicals. It's low in calories, so about 50 per cup, so you can indulge pumpkins without guilt. And let me tell you, the seeds, oh my darling, clementine pepitas. That's fancy for pumpkin seeds. They're just like rich in zinc for like boosting your mood, and magnesium for chilling out the nerves after a long day of wrangling kids or critters. Now, for us farm folks, pumpkins ain't just people food. It's a treat for the whole barnyard crew. And you've seen me do this before if you've watched any of my vlogs over the last several years. Because feeding pumpkins to your animals kind of like hitting the jackpot natural health benefits. So, I start with my chickens, my Clucky Chronicles. Heck, they wouldn't even be complete without them. So my hens and my roos go absolutely nuts for pumpkin flesh. Number one, it's hydrating for them. Really good. It's full of vitamins. It also helps with egg production. Now the seeds, they act as a natural dewormer. So it flushes out parasites without having to use all these harsh chemicals. All you got to do, or you can feed them raw, or you can just roast them lightly, or just whatever. Raw or roast, that's up to you. All I know is your chickens, if you feed it to them, they're going to peck away just as happy as they can. Now cows and goats, well, they're just going to munch on the whole thing, rind and all. And it's good for extra fiber because it aids digestion and it keeps them from getting bloated like a balloon at a county fair, if you know what I mean. And if you got any pigs just love the sweetness of it. It adds variety to their diet, and it just packs in those nutrients for shiny coats and strong bones. If you got horses, here's another thing. Horses can actually nibble on like small amounts for joint health because it has anti-inflammatory goodies. So, that's good for your farm critters, y'all. Also, don't forget about your little furry pets at home, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, dogs, they like pumpkin puree. It's also vet approved, and it's a vet approved remedy for like tummy troubles. So you can mix a spoonful in their kibble. It helps with constipation or diarrhea because of all the fiber, and it's low cal for keeping them trim. Now cats, I don't know about that because I don't have any cats, but I understand that they're pickier than a debutante at a ball. But I assume pureed pumpkin can help with hairballs and urinary health. Might want to check with your vet on that. Maybe your cat likes pumpkin, maybe they don't. I don't know how bougie your kitty cat is. Anyway, just steer clear of the spiced canned stuff. Just go plain and organic if you can. And I guess if you got rabbits or guinea pigs, chopped pumpkin is safe. It's vitamin packed and it's a good snack, and it helps keep their little teeth in check. But you also have to remember this one important thing. Don't go overboard, y'all. Just because you got pumpkins don't mean you need to do it 24/7 all during the whole day until pumpkin season is over. Moderation is key because, again, and I say this all the time, too much of a good thing can lead to upset tummies. So just start small and just watch them thrive. Okay, y'all. Well, we've covered a lot of ground on these pumpkin tales today, from ancient eats to modern must-haves. So I don't know whether you're carving them for decoration, baking them into pies, or sharing them with your farm family. Pumpkins prove that they're just more than pretty faces. All right? They're more than just pretty porch decor. They're very versatile, nutritious, and they're full of fall magic that we all crave. So I'm going to tell you now, if this rain lets up today, I'm going to be out there, and I'm going to be looking through some pumpkins, and we're going to go through some pumpkin patches soon. So anyway, y'all stay tuned for the next vlog, but in the meantime, just drop a comment below. What's your favorite way to use pumpkins? Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss nothing else. Okay. Any more tips, recipes, Southern Sass, or whatever you want, just go right on over to ChrissyOShow.com's website. Y'all take care, stay dry, and just remember, life's too short not to pumpkin everything. And I don't know what else to tell y'all, but if you can't be good, just be good at it.